What's up, guys? This is my very first YouTube video that I'm doing. I had been getting a lot of questions on Reddit about whether or not FedEx Ground was a better job option compared to Amazon delivery. And so I wanted to do a video explaining the differences between the two. And this is just my experience as a driver. I'm not a manager. I'm not a FedEx employee. I'm not an Amazon employee. Just a driver for both. One thing that you need to understand about both sides is that these are contracted positions. You're a W-2 employee to the contractor, whether you're with an Amazon DSP, delivery service partner, or a FedEx contractor. You're still a W-2 employee to them. These are basically mom and pop operations that deliver for these corporate giants. And, some people may say, well, I don't want to work for a contractor. I want a full benefits package and all that. And that's fine. Your options for more of a career position or UPS or USPS or FedEx Express, which is a different company than FedEx Ground. So these jobs are entry level. If you just want to try something out, see how it is, this is a great place to start. I don't drive for Amazon anymore, but I am grateful for the experience of seeing what they helped me kind of start this thing off. And either one, whether it's FedEx Ground or Amazon, they're great beginnings if you want to deliver boxes. Or it's just a job that, will hold you over till you find something else. But I don't really think either option is bad. But for the people on the Amazon side that want to know about FedEx, and maybe you're a FedEx driver that wants to know what it's like to drive for Amazon, I'm going to lay some of that stuff out in this video. So my first topic that I want to talk about is the routes. On the Amazon side, your Amazon DSP does not own the routes. So they pretty much take whatever Amazon gives them, regardless if it's bad, if it's not routed well. You're just expected, they just give it to you, the driver, and you're just kind of expected to take it out and complete it in whatever order it is. On the FedEx side, the FedEx contractor owns the routes. They own the delivery rights to the zip code. And they have control over what your route is going to look like. They can't control the volume, but they can control the work area. Like, they can add and remove stuff based on the volume. Like, if you got two routes that are close by or sitting right next to each other, one route has 220 stops and the other route has 120 stops, they can cut a piece off of his route and add it to you. And that's kind of what I see within my organization. Generally, it is usually the add-ons are usually stuff that I've done before. So it's nothing that's like unfamiliar or anything like that. But that's kind of how I see my managers or my BCs manage the volume. They sit down on a program every night at 9 o'clock at night and cut the route. It's a program called DRO. And you could look up DRO on YouTube and you can see different BCs cutting routes on it. It looks like a super confusing program, but with DRO, they can also, like, if there's a certain way that you want the route to be ran, they can put that in the computer system, and then those boxes will be loaded on the truck in the way that you want to deliver them based on like the zone or the shelf number. So if I wanted to do, zone number 20 first, they could put a 1 right there, and they'll put all those packages will end up like at the beginning of the route. So on the FedEx side, they have a lot more control over what they can do with the route versus Amazon. You kind of just take what they give. I also want to talk about pickups, okay? On the Amazon side, I know that they were doing, before I left, they were doing like returns and stuff where you like show up to a locker and pick up some Amazon returns. It's not really the same thing that you see on the FedEx side with pickups. You could have a lot of different pickups and pickup locations. They all have windows. You have to get those pickups in those windows. And I would say one of the biggest complaints that I see with the FedEx side is, let's say you end up finishing your route at like 1:30 and you have a 4 o'clock pickup. Well, most of the time, every once in a while, some of the people I work with, they are able to get the windows removed, but more than likely, your contractor on the FedEx side is going to make you wait until 4 o'clock to get those pickups. And it could be 1 box, it could be 20 boxes, it could be 200 boxes. You have no idea what that pickup is going to be. You could end up stuffing your truck full again if you have like a heavy business route. I've seen the trucks get stuffed back up with tires and all sorts of stuff coming back to FedEx, which probably isn't very fun, and especially if it's late in the day as well. But if you have like I had a buddy that worked with me at Amazon, told me one of the reasons why he left FedEx ground was because he had like 4 late business pickups, and by the end of the day, he would have like 600 packages picked up between Tilly's and Target and a FedEx office. And I'm like, wow, that is crazy. I personally, I don't have any scheduled pickups like that, which I'm happy about. But if I ever changed routes or went to another contractor or something, that's something I would have to think about, leaving my route, is having those late pickups, and it's a pain. And on the Amazon side, you pretty much just get to run through your route and go home. So it's one thing to think about on the FedEx side that probably isn't very fun, but it is what it is. It's part of the job. You could be out delivering another 150 Amazon packages, or you could wait for a late pickup. So take the good with the bad. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So on the Amazon side, they use the Amazon Flex app, and on the FedEx ground side, they have a lot of different apps that they use. My contractor uses Package Route. Some contractors use Ground Cloud, and I'm sure there's other ones. There may be even some contractors that don't use anything at all. They expect you to learn your route by address, which is probably the better way in case, Package Route or Ground Cloud don't work. On the Flex app, it's like a turn-by-turn, and it also shows you, what the package looks like. It tells you if it's like an envelope or a small box or a big box. Tells you what tote it's in. Amazon brings their routes out on these carts and in these totes. Makes it very easy to keep the whole route organized. On the FedEx side, it is organized by shelf numbers. So it's like 1,000 through 8,500. The way you identify the boxes on the FedEx truck is by an SID number. It's a 4-digit number or a vision number. With the Flex app, it forces you to take photos at everybody's front door, where on the FedEx side, we don't take photos yet, but I've heard this is coming by like the end of next month, which I'm not excited about. And I remember when driving for Amazon, you know, you'd be at the front door trying to take a photo of of a person's package, and then they would come outside and you're just awkwardly taking pictures in front of their house. And it's supposed to help stop people from saying they didn't get it, but that I don't really feel like that stops people from saying they didn't. Somebody could take the package or whatever after you take the photo and walk off. So they think it's like a preventative measure for that, but I don't know. It takes more time in the day to take a bunch of pictures all day. So I'm not a fan of the pictures. Maybe some people don't care. This brings me to the next thing, which is the group stops. Okay, Amazon is dishonest about how many stops you're doing. Your route in the morning could say you're doing 194 stops, and 50 or 60 of those stops have multiple addresses. One stop could be 4 houses. One stop could be 2 houses. One stop could be 3 houses. So you don't really know how many stops you're actually doing. You can see how many packages you have. It'll say 194 with like 340 packages. But that doesn't really add up. Like my FedEx numbers are like closer to like, you have 180 packages with 160 stops. So you are going to be walking so much with Amazon. I mean, sometimes this Flex app, it really messes up and it groups the stops together, and the houses that it put together are not even close by. They're not even on the same street. And now you have to drive from one street to the next, or one apartment building to the next, and it's only counting as one stop, but you're going to multiple addresses. I am not sure why Amazon does this. FedEx does not group stops together. There's sometimes a system error with DRO, the program that they use, and the only time I've seen it is it's thrown together like a business stop, but it was like 3 different suites, but it was more of like a system error. It wasn't like an intentional thing on the Amazon side. So if you're thinking about going to the Amazon side, like you're going to be handling way more volume and doing way more stops than you would be at FedEx ground. There is just way more volume for Amazon. And speaking of the volume, Amazon focuses mainly on shoebox sized packages and envelopes, where on the FedEx side, you're going to get packages that weigh up to 100 to 150 pounds. And most of the boxes in the back of my truck every day are boxes of food and dog food, and the rest is furniture. So you are going to be carrying a lot more large boxes, a lot more oversized boxes, heavy stuff that you need to use a dolly for on the FedEx side. With Amazon, it is mostly all light packages. Like the heaviest stuff is like a box of cat litter, which now to me, that's not even like that big of a deal. After I've delivered for FedEx ground, that sounds nice actually. I used to really hate getting those packs of those Fiji waters and those essential waters. But anyways, you're going to deliver way more heavier stuff with FedEx. But I'm pretty much out of time with this one. I still have a lot more topics to cover between the two. So if anybody watches this and wants to leave a comment, I can put a part 2 out. Just let me know.
Okay, thank you. And that's it. We're done. These are all the boxes that didn't go out. 6 boxes. Time to head back to FedEx.